Hey friends, Sam Haymart. For Test Driven TV, I have something I really need to get off my chest. I've got something under my skin I've been dying to talk about and just say what I feel for the last year or two, and that is autonomous cars, self-driving cars. They're coming at us whether we like it or not, and it just doesn't sit well with me, and I finally got to the point where I just have to mow it down. Okay folks, so let's get into this, and you'll have to forgive me because I've got quite a few points to make and I've got notes here, so forgive the props. Now, autonomous driving cars, what are they? Well, they're self-driving cars. Most of the car companies now are working on this. We've seen the news, we've seen the demos. They are really working towards building us cars that can drive themselves, that are fully autonomous. We can sit behind the wheel and we can text, we can eat an apple, we can do our reports, we can do whatever we want. We can have a cocktail party with our friends. We don't have to pay attention. The car is just going to drive itself. Doesn't that sound like fun? I mean, it sounds like great fun. Now, the thing to point out is a little bit of background here. Cars, right now, they've already got the technology, the hardware already in them. We've got electric steering. It can be controlled by the computer. We've got drive-by-wire throttle. Can be controlled by the computer. We have ABS system controllers now that even without drive-by-wire braking, they can be completely controlled by the computer. We see these in most of the systems cars offers options now, those being the automatic emergency braking, the park assist, the lane keeping. These are all sort of technologies. They're starting to get us used to the idea of the car being in control. So the hardware's there, the technology's there. What isn't quite there yet is the end result of the software, which is actually going to be doing this. Now, they do have demonstrating vehicles that can do it right now, but it isn't quite to the point where it's ready for prime time. But here's the thing, folks, it doesn't set well with me. It doesn't set well with me at all, and for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to go over those here. Now, the first one is fun of driving. All right, see, I'm a driver. I love driving cars. It's fun to control the car. That's the whole point of it, to have the freedom to go where you want to go, the way you want to go there, and how you want to go there. That's not what this is, okay? What this is an Uber. This is a taxi. You might as well ride a bus or a train. This is not driving. So I don't see that as something that I would enjoy whatsoever. That's just the very first thing that comes to me is you just lose the purity of driving, which is what makes it exciting. Now, granted, I understand there's people out there that hate driving. It's a necessary evil. It's how you get to and fro. Those people should probably hire a car service because at the end of the day, one of these cars that self-drives, it's going to be pretty darn expensive. It's going to be cheaper to just have a hired gun to come pick you up and take you wherever you want to go all year long. I bet it'll actually work out that way, but that really sort of misses the point because safety is really where this is at for me in a lot of different ways. Now, the manufacturers are going to tell us this is the safest way you can possibly drive. This is safe because the car can sense things. It's got sensors, cameras, radars. It can react quicker than the human being because we're stupid, right? And well, sometimes we are. Some people behind the wheel, they're not paying attention because they are doing all the things that they're going to sell us on as to why we need these self-driving cars. We can text behind the wheel now. We can have a cocktail party. We can watch movies. We can do our reports, whatever we want. We don't have to pay attention. And the car is just going to save our lives if something bad happens in front of us. If a mattress falls off that truck a few hundred yards ahead of us on the freeway, it's going to sense that. If it sees a car driving erratic or doesn't quite seem to be acting right, it's going to go, yeah, maybe we should back off a little bit. It sees a pedestrian up there acting a little goofy, like they might fall into the street. It's just going to automatically slow down and know maybe we should avoid that whole situation altogether. No. Okay, there is this thing called the sixth sense that we humans have. We can see things, and based on our learning, our lifetime, our intuition, we can see things that no computer that can ever be programmed to detect this. We're going to say, yeah, we need to react differently. We need to do something. We need to back off, put ourselves in a different place. We're going to see any number of things that, you know what I'm talking about. We see this every day in driving where you see things and you've reacted to things that no computer can ever be programmed to fully account for. Now, yeah, they're getting pretty good, but I just don't believe they're ever going to get to the point where they can react to everything. And that gets us to the trolley argument. The trolley argument's the one where there's a trolley out of control and the driver is coming up on a crowd of people. He has to decide to go this way on the track and hit the old man, or go that way on the track and hit the little young kid. Well, what's the moral argument there? Well, do you hit the guy that, oh, he's already lived a life, or do you hit the child? I mean, these are the kinds of arguments, these are the kind of moral equations that come into programming these things. Now, will a car break the law to save your life? Will it change lanes into oncoming traffic to save your life? Or will it speed up to save your life? These are all questions. The answer is probably no to most of those things. Chances are it's always going to stop. Now, Volvo's thing here says that if it decides it's going to stop for safety, it's going to find a safe place to pull off. Well, thank God in this particular demonstration there was exactly such a place. There was a turnout right there where it needed it. But what if there is no safe place to pull off? What if there is no shoulder? There's just a number of questions, a number of things like that when it comes to safety. And the other thing is these systems are fallible. In the cars we have now, I just tested a Hyundai last week with automatic cruise control. It can automatically speed up and slow down based on dangers it sees in front of you or other traffic. If it senses something that you're going to hit, it hits the brakes and stops you. Well, guess what? The car saw something it thought was an emergency, slams on the brakes at freeway speed. There was nothing there. It was sticks along the guardrail. Okay? So it misinterpreted a danger and actually, in my opinion, caused one. And that's just a microcosm of all the things that we have waiting for us here with autonomous cars. All these sensors, these radars, these cameras, they cannot be programmed to see every single thing as it is. And in such, there's things that it's not going to detect and it's going to hit them. There are things that it's going to think it sees and it's going to react to them. And in both cases, it's going to cause people to lose their lives. It's going to cause property damage. And that gets to the responsibility side of this thing. We see Volvo right here showing us that this brave new world lets us sit behind the wheel and not pay attention. It lets us text. It lets us eat. It lets us do our reports. No, okay? Volvo is supposed to be the safety company. The fact that they're portraying this new technology this way blows my mind, because you as a driver, you're responsible to control your vehicle. You are responsible because you're piloting a 4,000-pound object that can kill people. It can kill you, it can kill and damage. And whether this thing's driving or not, you are going to be responsible. At least that's my moral take on it, because this is going to open a lot of cans of worms in the legal aspect of driving. Are you responsible if the car crashes into something that, because it didn't interpret it or because it did the wrong thing? Who are you going to sue? The car company? Are you responsible even though you weren't driving? You were busy texting and playing on Facebook when the car inadvertently crashed into a crowd of people? What if you're drunk? Are you going to be able to say, well, I was letting the car drive? I'm not responsible. See, these are all the questions that are going to come up. And what if the car makes the wrong choice? What if it does something that you don't expect and you're busy playing, you're not paying attention because you were told that it's okay and you don't react in time? Whose fault is it then? Is it still the car's fault? Is it your fault? I don't think the insurance companies or the automakers or the legislators, for that matter, have really kind of gotten their hands around this, because when the lawsuits start coming in, this is going to end up being a bigger mess, I think, than we think we're solving with this. And that gets us to the why of it. Why are the car companies pushing this on us? I have yet to talk to anybody, a single person, not a single person, who says they want this. I know a lot of auto journalists. I talk to them quite often. I haven't talked to a single auto journalist who said, I cannot wait for these autonomous driving cars. I'm really excited about driving them. Well, I guess they wouldn't, because you're not really driving them, right? I mean, what's to be excited about? I have yet to talk to a single non-automotive journalist, a friend, anyone. I've not heard from any of you yet who said, boy, Sam, when are these automatic driving cars going to get here? We're so excited about it. For some reason, and I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, the automakers are all zealous about this. They can't wait to give us autonomously driving cars. They're the ones that are behind this. They're the ones that are pushing this. They're very excited about it. The governments they're going to get permission for this are going, no, okay, sounds good to me. The IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, they're supposed to be the gatekeeper for this kind of stuff, because ultimately the insurance companies are the ones that are going to pay for all this crap when it goes wrong. I'm surprised that they haven't had a little bit more to say on this matter. They're very happy with a lot of the features, the safety features that they have now, but what are they going to say when these cars are fully autonomous and they start killing people because, no, they don't work, or the cloud breaks, or the driver wasn't paying attention when the system decided to say, hey driver, it's your turn to take control, and the driver's too busy texting to notice. The other thing is semi-trucks. Yeah, Mercedes-Benz is working on semi-trucks. So not only are these things coming at us whether we like them or not, you might say, well, I just don't have to buy one. Great, you don't have to buy one, but everybody else can, and you're going to be on the road next to this stuff. They're going to be all around you. So in a lot of ways, we don't have a choice about this. The automakers are ramming this down our throat. The legislators are going along with it. The Insurance Institute seems to be going along with it. And whether you want to buy one or not, you're going to have these things around you all the time. And that's scary to me. So now it's time to shut up, because now you either think I'm really onto something, or you think I'm probably the newest member of the Flat Earth Society. Either way, I want to hear from you. Sound off on this. What do you think? What are your concerns about autonomous driving cars? Or do you think they're the greatest idea since sliced bread? Sound off. And if you like what you just saw, click on the link right here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do this, well, at least once a week, I think, is kind of where the mowdown's coming from. Tell you what I think. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoy that ride.